Hey my friends, what's going on? It's Ultimus, and this is our first look, our preview at the Holy Priest artifact weapon, Tur Beacon of the Naru. Now, again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all, but it's about as close as we're going to get here on this channel, because I am not fluent in the tongue of the Naru. I speak good old-fashioned English. Good old-fashioned English. So, that being said, let's go ahead and jump right in, taking a look at the weapon, starting this time first with the artifact effect. And the equip effect is when you use a holy word spell, you have a chance to summon an image of Cure at your side for 15 seconds whenever you cast a spell. Cure will cast a similar spell. Interesting. So that is the first talent we're going to get in our artifact tree as Holy Priest. It's the, again, always reminded, it's the solid gold line there as opposed to the elite borders here. Let's go and look at Reverence. Increases the healing of Flash, Heal, and Heal by 3%, 6%, up to 10%. It's interesting that it affects both of them. Faith Barrier damage taken is reduced by 10% total when you get all three in there. Holy Hands increases the healing of Renew by 10% when it's fully decked out. So it's interesting that Holy Priests are going to be keeping the hot effect there as opposed to just being strictly and solely single target heals or AoE heals. Looking here at Renew the Faith, while Divine Hymn is active, your targeted healing spells also apply the Renew to the target. Interesting. So, okay, so while Divine Hymn is active, all of your direct targeted spells are your targeted healing spells. So it's not going to be like the AoE ones where you cast them and they just burst off and they heal everything within radius, but your actual direct targeted healing spells also apply. It's not that they have a chance to, but they for sure directly apply the Renew effect to the target. So that's kind of cool. A little extra bang for your buck there. When Divine Hymn is active, I can get behind that. Because essentially that's just going to make casting more spells while Divine Hymn is active a little more mana efficient, because you're getting two spells out of it for the price of one, essentially. Two different spells, but, you know, all that. Leap of Faith heals you for 5% over 6 seconds. That's Trust the Light. Oh, sorry, let me try rephrasing that. Leap of Faith heals your target for 15% over 6 seconds. It doesn't say, wait a second, you or your target, because that was going to be interesting. It didn't make sense. At first when I read it like you, the priest casting Leap of Faith, heals, you for the X%, whereas your target was left hanging aside from the grip that you're pulling them in with. But that makes more sense. So your target is getting healed for the 15% over 6 seconds. What's the 15% based on, though? I would imagine 15% of their total health. Because it can't be, 15% of spell power is going to be nothing. So it's got to be total health. But we'll see. Say your prayers. Prayer of Mending has a 10% chance to not consume a charge when it bounces to a new target. Ah, interesting. Okay. That's kind of cool. So, and that fully decked out has a 20% chance. So not a huge number, but still kind of nice to where if you get that proc just right, you're not going to have to worry about a charge bouncing off or deteriorating. So that's kind of cool. Serenity Now increases the critical strike chance of Holy Word Serenity by 5%, 10% up to 15%. Save the Fallen. When an ally drops below 40% health, Cure heals the target fully, can only occur once every 90 seconds. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wow. Wow. Holy Priests are going to be insane. Between having the two biggest single target and AoE spells in the game. Effectively, what was the one spell they were telling us? That basically it's going to heal for 50% of the target's health no matter what. And if it crits, it's basically going to be a full heal. And then with this, if the ally drops below 40% health, it heals the target fully. And it happens every 1 minute and 90 seconds. Or sorry, 1 minute and 30 seconds, I should say. I was quoting the proper time frame and then looking up at the text at the same time, so that threw me off. So every 90 seconds or 1:30 that you're going to get this effect. You don't even have to be targeting the ally either. It's just like an instant, like, oh, your friend is there below 40% health, not a problem. Now, the tricky thing with that, I think, in arenas is which target is it going to hit. Like, say you've got two allies that are going down and they're taking a lot of damage, and, which one gets to 40% or lower first, that's, you're going to have to keep a close eye on that so you're not plowing heals into the target's going to get hit with the proc while you're leaving the other one hanging, so that'll just make you pay attention a little bit closer, I suppose. But still, that sounds really like strong. I see the benefits of it in a raid situation, but it just sounds really strong and maybe overtuned for PvP. I don't know, we'll have to see. It's cool though, that's for sure. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I was playing a Holy Priest, I'd be pretty happy about that, because that's like that's one less skill I have to worry about. That's a little bit of a bigger safety net for me in a sense. So I can get behind that if I was playing a Holy Priest. Holy Mending. When Prayer of Mending bounces to a target with your Renew on it, that target will instantly be healed for 250% of a Renew tick. Oh wow, so that's a pretty substantial buff there. Guardians of the Light. Guardian Spirit also applies to yourself when cast. Interesting. Hallowed Ground. Reduces the cooldown of Holy Word Sanctuary by 3 seconds, 6 seconds, and up to 10 seconds. Power of the Naru. After casting Holy Word Sanctuary, your Prayer of Healing heals for 30% more for 10 seconds. Oh, wow. 30% is a substantial buff, too. Like, 30% is nothing to scoff at. Holy Guidance. Increases the healing of Prayer of Healing by 3% up to 10%. Words of Healing. Increases the healing of your Holy Word spells by 3% up to 10%. And lastly, up here we have Blessing of Cure. When you critically heal a target with a heal or flash heal, the Heart of Cure has a chance to imbue you with its power, resetting the cooldown of all Holy Word spells and increasing your healing by 20% for 12 seconds. Oh. So, I mean, I don't know what Holy Priest are stacking as a stat priority now, but crit definitely sounds like it's going to be the go-to build just for this talent alone, at least as we get a little bit more into the expansion, because this isn't... I can't imagine we're going to be seeing everybody having these top-decked talents here until maybe a month in, give or take, maybe even a little bit longer, depending on how Blizzard bottlenecks us in a sense, or, you know, throttles the content. But that's wow. So, critical heal on a target with heal or flash heal. The Heart of Cure has a chance to imbue you with its power, resetting the cooldown of all Holy Word spells and increasing your healing by 20% for 12 seconds. I mean, resetting the cooldown on your spells is a big deal enough, even if it is just exclusively your Holy Word spells, but the 20% healing buff for 12 seconds is a long time. Like, some offensive cooldowns don't even last that long. That's wow. I feel like Holy Priests are going to be the healers where it's like, you know what, while they're around, nobody's dying. I'm getting that impression that playing a Holy Priest means no one's going to die. Or it's going to be really difficult for someone to die. Wow. I mean, just the single target heals alone are insane. I mean, let alone the renew ticks, all that kind of stuff with, you know, things like that. The cancellation of causing your Prayer of Mending to not consume ticks, all that kind of things like that. I mean, Holy Priests look like they might be in a really good position come Legion. We'll have to see when we actually see what beta is looking like and we look at PvP and PvE and actual instances of those circumstances, but Holy Priests look like they're going to be a really decent spot. The weapon looks cool too. I don't want to dwell too long on looking at the weapon model here just for the sake of time on this video, even though we went through this video pretty quickly. The colors on these are really cool. I'm digging a lot of the blues and yellows for these. The greens are okay, but the yellows I think are just really cool. They fit the weapon really cool. Oh, so does that white there. The whites are cool, but that yellow glow is just really cool, I think. The weapon definitely feels Holy Priest, that's for sure. I'll give it that. Ooh, with the Dark Embrace, that's kind of cool. So, but all of that aside, I feel like, yeah, Holy Priests are definitely going to be the healers that it's like, you know, if they're played right and played well, no one's going to die while they're around. And that's a good thing. I'm curious what the skill cap will be on Holy Priests, though. Will it be kind of mindless or not? The direction they're taking them in seems to be a little bit more fun and intuitive than they are now, especially since they're getting rid of the chakras and a lot of the mechanics that go along with that. Holy Priests are going to focus purely on healing, no absorbs, no shadow damage, any of that. Just going to be strictly heals and holy spells. So that is pretty cool, I think, especially differentiating them between discipline and shadow. But we'll have to wait and see. Holy Priest have always been kind of my iconic healer when I think about healers, at least, because just coming from a background of playing in vanilla, Holy Priest were like the business in vanilla for a while. And just, you know, if you had a Holy Priest, like, you basically controlled who came with you and didn't come with you and things like that in raids, and it was basically a free pass to get into raids, especially if you were geared. And in PvP situations too, Holy Priests were strong as well. And so seeing a Holy Priest kind of have to sit on the back burner for so long now in all these expansions because they're just not best in slot, even if by a marginal percentage, it's kind of a bummer. So seeing this here and seeing that Holy Priest might actually be relevant again is kind of cool. Even though I don't play Holy Priest, it's just nice to see different specs of classes get some attention and some limelight and all that for a change, you know, when everything's so typical and predictable, you know, in the sense of, oh, arms has always been the PvP spec of choice, and we're not seeing that so much right now with warriors in WoD. You know, Fury is actually having a good standing place in PvP. You know, fire mages are holding their own as well versus frost mages, and etc., etc. And I like that the status quo is being changed like that. And I think things like this are good in a time with Legion when so much of the meta is going to be challenged and changed with all of the new changes they're bringing in and all of the talent possibilities. I think it's a great time for people that play some of these specs that maybe don't have a whole lot of representation in PvP to maybe take a chance and get out there and honestly just show them what they've got. Personally, Holy has definitely been not the spec of choice as opposed to or compared to Discipline for quite a while now. So if Holy can kind of take its place to kind of at least match the bar with Discipline, I think that will be a success for Blizzard. So that being said, I'm going to end this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a happy new year, as this video, of course, is being released on January 1st, 2016. Our first video of the new year. Woo! But if you guys haven't already, please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as well. Links are below in the description. Just an opportunity for you guys to connect with me and I with you. For the Facebook, gives you guys the ability to see when videos go live. I post the videos there every day so that you know where they are. And Twitter is just a great place where I love to talk to you guys. Be forewarned, if you follow me on Instagram, of course that is my personal Instagram, so it's not all gaming stuff, so you can take that for what it's worth. But I am definitely looking forward to what Legion is going to have in store. I've been barely getting enough time in for arenas each week, but I'm managing to record them as I can, and so I'm probably going to try to get some more PvP footage out since I've got some decent footage now, and I'll probably lay that down with some commentary as well. Probably rolling that out next week, starting Monday. It's been kind of rough getting back into arenas. I'm definitely pretty rusty, so the matches aren't glorious, but I've got a couple back there where I can at least get some good footage out there for you guys and give some commentary on it, because I know a couple of you guys really enjoyed that, so I want to get that video footage rolling for you, because that's still one of my biggest passions is warrior PvP, and I definitely don't want to let that fall behind in the process of trying to keep so many other videos going. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.